How many people in here risk takers? Any risk takers in here? That's right. So I'm proud to introduce Max Wallace, president of Hackerspace Charlotte, talking about who dares wins.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, we've arrived at the math section of today's program, so I'm going to get it over with. It's important to know it. It's on the SAT, sir. Probability is the chance of something happening. It's measured 1 in. So if I say there's a 1 in 129 million chance you're going to win the lottery, it's incredibly unlikely. If I say there's a 1 in 46,000 chance you're going to be hit by falling space debris, it's incredibly unlikely. If I say there's a 1 in 77 chance of being in a car accident, well, that one's actually pretty good. Maybe you should actually stop for the red light. And if I say there's a 1 in 14 chance you're going to get her phone number, excellent. So, generally, as the numbers get smaller, it becomes more and more likely. Unfortunately, we as human beings are terrible at evaluating risk. We're always overguessing it, except for these guys. It makes sense because when we were a smaller, more friendly generation and fire was in the prototype stage, anything that happened bad to anyone was an absolute terrible catastrophe. If you twisted your ankle, it was a really bad deal. If you got food poisoning, it was a horrific afternoon for everybody involved. So, you have been trained and biologically programmed to over-evaluate risk. And the bit that you guys are missing is risk mitigation. We have technology now. It's pretty cool. iPhones, Blackberries, well, Blackberries. And what we can do is we can use these technologies and our understanding and our studying of how to take risks, and we can take smarter risks. We can wear helmets if we know we're going to be in a situation where we hit our head, like if we're riding a bike around our bike-friendly city. It's really not. It's a helmet now. So we can stop at the red light because we've understood that these are dangerous perspectives. Sorry, baby fleet. So what we're going to start looking at now is really bad numbers. 5,000 children a year fall off of balconies. It is an absolute tragedy for every child, and I'm not making fun of that despite the fact that he nearly did it. What we need to consider is the missing number. There are 70 million children in the US, which means that your child's chances of falling off of a balcony is 1 in 14,000. It is 200 times more likely you're going to get in a car accident. Drive safely. Stop at the red lights, please. Right over there. So, numbers are useless without a second number to put it in context. Here's my favorite part of the media making risks look bad for you. Let's look at those bright, bold, red, yellows. It's a really bad thing. Hurricane hits in America. Does anybody really think that Miami has less of a chance of a hurricane than Manhattan? I lived there. It doesn't really work. Professional hurricane people, by the way, go to the liquor store. I should also tell you that the number of hurricanes in 2006 that hit America was 2, not compared to 6. So let's just kind of just keep this in mind as facts and figures are being presented to us in the media and twisting us on our perspective of risk. And with our perspective of risk, we're going to travel to Manhattan itself, the very city, the Big Apple, 8 million stories in the naked city. What we're going to look at is the danger factor, and unfortunately we're going into the violent part, sorry baby fleet, of risk perception or risk mitigation. On television, it is twice as likely you are going to be killed in Midtown Manhattan than it is in real life. Sorry, Lenny, it just doesn't happen. If the actual crime rate, including robbery, homicide, carjacking, if the whole thing was actually true in Midtown Manhattan, it would be more dangerous than the Russian front in World War II. And yet, who's going to get a cab on 79th Street at 11 o'clock in November? Anybody? It's just the perception of risk is what's being tweaked here. But we really have to look at the most dangerous person in America today. It's Jessica Fletcher. Cabot Cove, Maine has a population of 3,560 people, and 260 people were murdered in 9 years. It's more dangerous in the gulags than to go to Maine. So don't go to coastal Maine on vacation. Down with Jessica Fletcher. Unfortunately, what we think of as a nice, small town America with a horrific crime problem doesn't seem like a horrific crime problem because it's so quaint, it's so cute, it's once a week. What's the big deal? But the numbers don't lie. So, let's use actual risk mitigation techniques here. I've got a picture of Osama bin Laden, I've got a 9mm automatic, a swimming pool, and a ladder. Let's go ahead and rank these 4 mentally as to which one's more dangerous. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Nope, you're all wrong. The ladder is the most dangerous thing in this picture. The 4 most common ways people die are that they fall, they drown, and they get in car accidents. The 4th one, way down, is homicide. So be careful on ladders, be careful when you're swimming, and stop at that red light out there. And that's all the risk mitigation you need to do. And while we're talking about risk mitigation, what we need to cover is that it's very important to take South America if you're playing the game. South America gets you 5 bonus armies a turn, 2 bonus cards, and you can only be attacked from 2 places on the map. You're also very well positioned to take North America when that guy's not paying attention and try to get in Russia over Alaska. You need to take educated, smart risks. It is an absolute tragedy when somebody doesn't think something through, like, actually, I think that's her boyfriend, so you might want to reconsider that one. But we need to take smarter, more educated risks, and we need to know what those risks mean. We need to know that if we're walking down a street, the odds are incredibly unlikely that somebody's going to jump out, kidnap us, and ransom us. It's even more likely that the car is going to come up to the curb, splash us, and we're going to get stuff on our clothes. Lastly, let's go ahead and consider some very well-taken risk in this very next slide, which is coming up in a matter of seconds. A matter of seconds. So here's a guy who's swimming with a shark. Now, it looks incredibly dangerous. I mean, that's a great white shark. It's a really big deal. But somebody took the picture. He's got somebody diving with him. I bet there's a boat around. I bet the guy on the boat has a medical kit, and I bet they know what they're going after. We need to take smart risks. We need to take better risks, and we need to have a good time while we're doing it. Thank you very much.